Time to restock the honey stand. So my plan this year is to plant the front yard with a load of clover, kick up the dead stuff, try and scratch in a load of clover seed right here in the front. Then back here from about this line, I want to plant wildflower here. I don't know how well it'll do with the grass already here, but I'm going to scratch up the lawn as best I can. Throw some wildflower seed in there, maybe a bit of sunflowers further back here as well. I think this sort of ground here will scratch up pretty well. The leach field is here, so all I'm going to do is use a dethatcher and drag that round. Just sort of try and scratch the surface of the ground, get the seeds in, and we'll see what it looks like. Biggest asset that most people have that they can help wildlife with is their lawn, so I may as well do some of that myself. Plenty of clover and dandelions in here already, but wouldn't hurt to have a bit more pollinating, more plants to pollinate. Today, Sunday the 9th of May, and I'm a week ahead in terms of selling nukes. I've actually sent out over 20 nukes already. Normally I'm not doing that until the 15th or later. There's my dethatcher, which I just assembled. So that's going to be put to work for the seeding. I hope to have a vegetable garden here later in the year. God knows when I'll get the time to do it. So if we have any beekeepers who want to lend me a hand for a bit of time playing with the bees, maybe you can help me with my garden as well. Who knows? So there were a load of nukes here. They've now been moved on. I'm looking up in the trees. Hopefully I don't have any swarms yet, because my colonies have grown so well, so fast this year, that they've grown faster than I anticipated. I'd ordered queens in, and I used up 100 queens 2 weeks ago, 50 queens last week. I sold a few of them, of course, but I shouldn't have cut down my order from 100 queens to 50 queens, because I could have used them all last week. So I've got another 50 queens coming on Tuesday, another 200 queens coming the end of the week. A lot of those are for the packages though. But that'll allow me to get busy doing my splits. Leaves me about 60, maybe 70 queens that I can use for my splits next week. So in the meantime, I had a few more bits of gear come in. My friend Peter's made me some more double screen boards double screen nuke boards. So double screen goes on top of the hive, forms the basis of the nukes. So if you want any double screen boards to house 2 nukes on top of the hive, I've got them in stock now, quite a few of them. Got a few supers made up for customers that need product that's boxes that are already made. I've got to get busy making some frames for them. A load of wax with brood cappings and that sort of thing in there. This all needs melting down. Make a few more blocks of wax. Put it to use later. My classroom. This is also my classroom here. That is been getting busy doing other work, but I've got classes again in 2 weeks' time, and I'm just starting to post my next classes. I'm putting on an additional beginners class for the first weekend in June because all of the other ones are sold out, and I will start to announce the dates for my intermediate classes as well, the hands-on intermediate classes. So last week was a busy week. Made lots of nukes, split lots of hives, but I'm still well behind in the hives I need to split. So I've got still about 20 hives in Bangor to split, maybe another 25 hives here in Hampden to split, and maybe another 10 in Monroe to split. So certainly I'm going to have to spread that out over a period of time. It'll be maybe half of that lot will get split this coming week, and the other half will get split next week. But you can only do so much, right, Chloe? Come to say hello. So there's only so much we can do, and but it's going extremely well. I'm pleased, very, very pleased with what I'm seeing this year. I'm a little concerned on behalf of my students and my customers about the number of mites that we may be seeing in the near future. The mite levels are a little bit on the high side right now, so it'll be time to treat earlier rather than later this year. I would say June will be the time I'll be starting instead of July. Certainly, swarming is going to be a big issue this year. I would be surprised if I managed to get all these splits done before I have some swarms. I've had at least a dozen colonies with queen cells already, managing to split them down and prevent the swarming, catching them just in time. I've not seen any queen cells with capped queen cells, but open queen cells. So I'm just keeping ahead of that game, but it's so easy to miss some of those queen cells. Some of those colonies with queen cells, I couldn't actually get more than a little bit of a split off them, give them a bit of room, and keep my fingers crossed. I scraped out the queen cells I could see, and that's one way to prevent swarming. If you cut out the queen cells, they won't swarm, but you have to get every single one. And the chances that I got every single one are pretty slim. So hopefully the little bit of extra room I gave them, the cutting out the queen cells, was enough to just postpone swarming by enough more days that I can get in there and split them properly. to make those nukes, because I'd hate to see those bees up in the trees when I could be having them in nuke boxes and people taking them away. And that's profit out the window. Anyway, it's going to be a busy week. I was grateful to have a bit of time off this week. On Friday evening, after a very long day with the bees, I had some guests here. My sister Marie and her brother and her husband Larry, my brother-in-law, came up from Cape Cod, came for a visit. We went out to 2 Feet Brewing in Bangor and had some Bee Whisperer, which was as good as ever. It was really good. It was like spring has definitely arrived when I taste that Bee Whisperer. So I'm very pleased, and I expect to be stopping in there on a regular basis to partake in the in what is a wonderful beer. But yes, it was a nice evening sitting out in front of the pub and just having a couple of pints of that Braggot, the honey beer. So a busy week coming, a lot of splitting of colonies to be done. I have over 300 packages arriving at the end of this coming week, so they'll probably be here by late on Sunday, which means bee pickup day is going to be Monday the 17th of May. So bee pickup day is going to be Monday the 17th of May, all day. I will be busy handing out bees. Hopefully I won't be handing out any nukes on that day. It'll just be packages of Italians and Saskatraz. These have all these Italians have been brought up from the south. They're not a bee that I grow anymore. I just grow the Saskatraz. But these packages will be Italian packages with no queen, where I'm adding the Saskatraz queen to those packages. If you do get a Saskatraz package, I recommend that you wait an extra couple of days before releasing the queen, so that she has time, because she's been introduced relatively late in their journey here. So I would give her an extra day or two in the cage before you remove the cork, to give her a little bit of extra time for the bees to get used to each other. She's an expensive queen, so it doesn't hurt to give her a couple of extra days in there just to make sure they're not going to turn on her. Most of the people that have got Saskatraz from me last year have had a good deal of success. Not everybody's got them through the winter, but I'd say a significantly higher proportion of people have got them through the winter than with those who get Italians. And judging by my increase in order for Saskatraz, they're gaining quite a following as well. So, going to be a busy week. I hope you'll join me and watch some of the videos of what we get up to this week. I'm Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer. See you next time.